What's going on, guys? You're back here with quick math. Today we're going to look at how to write an algebraic expression just from a worded problem. So you might be given a scenario where you have to write out what the mathematical sentence is in relation to what you've been given. This is a skill that kind of doesn't really pop up that often in real life, but just being able to go through the processes is really important. So for this, we need to know what the kind of terminology words or what kind of phrases we're going to hear to tell us that we're doing addition, subtraction, multiplication, or division. So for addition, you're going to see the words more than, right? So anytime you're asked to find 3 more than a number or 5 more than a number, we're definitely talking about addition. Another word that we could hear when we're talking about addition is the sum of two numbers. Just means that we're adding them. For subtraction, less than obviously is going to pop up, which is quite cruisy. So another word that's going to pop up is difference. This is how far apart two numbers are. And anytime you have to work this out, as long as you subtract the smaller number from the bigger number, you'll find out the kind of gap in between these two. Multiplication doesn't have a huge amount of terminology words, but the word we need to know for sure is product. Anytime you hear the word product, it means we're multiplying two numbers. Then for division, the one word that we've got is quotient. I have almost never used this word properly in a class, so don't stress if you don't remember it. But if you see that word pop up, we are talking about a division. The other time that division does come into these worded problems is when we're talking about the average of something, and that can be really important as well. So we're going to see a couple of these examples and kind of work out a couple of tricks that can help us do this quite effectively. So the first question is we've got 3 more than a number. So it would be really easy to write 3 plus any number x or whatever, but my first little pro tip for these ones is if you always put the unknown down first, and then you can kind of work around from there. So for this one, we've got 3 more than a number, so we have x plus, because that's what more than means, 3, and that's all we've got to write. The reason that putting that x down first is important is for when the order of operations kind of matters a little bit more. So for this one, when we've got 2 less than a number, 2 minus x is different to x minus 2, and we have to know which one we mean. So with our rule of putting the pronumeral first, we'll have x less than means minus, and then 2. And that's all we've got to do for this one. They can get a little bit harder when we've got 2-step equations, but this same process is going to help us out a little bit. So the difference, so we know we're talking about minus, between 6 and the product of 5 and a number. So because we want to start with our pronumeral, we're going to put our number maybe as b. Its closest thing here is a product of 5 and a number. So that means the 5 and our number b are going to be times together. So we've got 5b, and then we're talking about the difference. So we've got to have 5b minus the 6 that was given. Once we've got that, we've covered every part of this sentence, so we know we're done. This is a classic example of how hard it is to write a proper sentence if we just go from the start of the sentence. If we just read across and go, oh, it must be minus 6, right? Then it becomes a little bit hard. So please try and start with that pronumeral. Finally, you could get proper written sentences where we've got to work out an algebraic expression from it. So if this footy team kicked 87 goals last year with a certain number of players. So what we kind of know here is that the number of players is our unknown. Okay, we don't know how many players there are, but it doesn't actually matter for us to write a good expression. I kicked 2 more than, so we know we're going to have a plus, than the average of the team. So the average is the total amount divided by the number of people. So if we have 87 goals, we have to divide that by the number of players, which we don't know. That could be C, okay? And then if I kicked 2 more, I have to plus 2 at the end there. These ones are a little bit tricky to kind of work out, but just knowing that average as a divide is definitely going to help. So the pro tip, I've said it a few times through this one, but if you write the pronumeral first, I guarantee you'll start to scaffold these questions a lot more clearly in your mind, and just your working out will make more sense. And then the order of the question matters quite a lot. So you just have to make sure you go back to the start of the sentence maybe twice and just read through it. Something that could help you out with these is if you substitute just any number into it, chuck that into the expression you ended with and see if it makes sense. So for example, for that first one, 3 more than a number, if I said 5 is a number and then I plus 3, my answer would be 8, which makes sense. So that doesn't matter, right? 2 less than, this is where the order is really important. So if you can just imagine that the number's 7 minus 2 is 5. Yeah, that's 2 less than 7, so I know I got it right. So just kind of having a little bit of common sense at the end of the question, just working out, does my answer make sense, can really help you out. Thanks very much, guys, and I'll see you later. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Congratulations on taking some time to get better at this algebra. I know it can be a little bit difficult sometimes. If you do need some extra work, remember there are some free worksheets linked in the description below, as well as some notes that came from this video, so you don't have to pause it and scribble them down. If you do get a second, please like and subscribe to the channel, because there'll be new maths videos coming out every couple of days. Thanks so much. Have a good one.